Welcome to BattleTech in the AM with Captain Nips. I'm Captain Nips. We're going to play BattleTech, and today we're going to try and match the power of the sun with massed high explosives. Single player BattleTech beta, as we've been playing. Today we're going to play with a bunch of SRMs, because I've played with most of the other weapon systems on videos so far, and, to pretty good success, but I really haven't leveraged SRMs heavily. Turns out there's not actually too many chassis in the game at the moment that let you leverage them. That said, there are two that have a fair number of missiles equipped. So you have a Commando 2D. Commando 2D, if we can find it in the list, comes with an SRM-6 and SRM-4. For light mech, that is a very punchy loadout. I'm a little afraid. It's got 2 tons of ammo. It's probably fine in terms of longevity. So we're going to take a couple of Commando 2Ds. And then for the variants that were allowed in the beta right now, the quintessential SRM mech is the Kintaro. Now, the Kintaro is a mech that I personally don't have a lot of love for. I think the tabletop model is ugly as sin, to a point that I refuse to buy any of them. And the MechWarrior Online BattleTech art revision is good. I like it. It makes it less ugly. It's still a weird looking mech to me, but it's kind of hard to argue the results when you're flinging SRM-6, SRM-6, SRM-6 at somebody. 18 short-range missiles is a lot of missiles to be shooting on any given turn. So, get that in our list. We're going to come in on the battle limit, but we're going to end up a little bit low, which is fine, because as I've shown in the videos, I think I can punch above my weight a bit. Pilot-wise, due to my friends online, I am not going to take Sumo today. I'm going to resist the urge to listen to his dulcet tones, and I'm going to try and pick some pilots that I really haven't touched. I think at this point I have played with pretty much all of them. So let's see what we got. Decisions. If I'm going to be flinging missiles at things, I think I just need to flip to gunnery, close my eyes, skip over Sumo, and get right to it. So, Wildfire, you get the nod. Apex, you're a good shot. Precision Strike, that's fine. And then in my light mechs, I don't think I can pass up evasion. I would like my mechs to be able to survive. I am actually very concerned that some of these lighter mechs without a pilot with evasion might be too fragile, but we'll figure that out as we go. Angel of Death, no jump jets here. We're not going to need Bulwark because we're not really going to be parking so much. Sensor lock, let's go back to the top of the gunnery list. Kraken, hey Kraken, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's get you in there. For the other team, we're just going to pick one of the pre-mades. Something in the medium category. Oh, I don't know. Medium striker. I haven't fought against this yet. That's some meat. It's half of the lance matches up against mine. They get a hunchback to one of my commandos, and they get a quick draw to one of my Kintaros. As for map, decisions. Thinking. Go back to Alpine River. I'm a little worried that the Kintaros with their triple SRM-6s might be running a little hot. We'll find out. Let's go.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
And here we go.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, so as per usual, this beautiful, beautiful frozen landscape. Lots of rocks, river in the middle, enemy, bad guys, probably up on the hill somewhere here. I could march right down to the river. In fact, I may just want to march right down on the river. Get in their faces and start letting loose with some missiles. So, let's do that. Let's try and avoid the thermal pockets, though. Overheat. Extra heat is not worth it. We're going to avoid that. We don't like it. Everybody get...
Certainly. On the move. Location confirmed.
Let's see if we get any early sensor locks. Probably not. And their commando could run out. Possible that he decides to run just straight at us, but I think we'll be too far away for sensor locks this early. Yep. Sure enough. Alright, so now I'm going to position my Kintaros. Get into the forest.
Moving out. Awaiting orders.
Just get us in. Let's just get some forest. Let's
Moving
get down
out.
there. So SRMs are as they are named, short-range weapon system. So basically going to have to get up into their faces
What's the
to
plan?
really leverage them. What I'm hoping I'm able to do is hit them from the front with the Kintaros and sneak these commandos behind and get some really juicy rear arc shots on their thinner armor.
Ready for
Here,
orders.
Kraken. Let's just put you down here and
Confirmed.
see what we can do. Oh, that poor building. I think it just got stomped on. Yeah. Blew out a corner of the walls. Oop, here we go. Oh, and there goes the rest of the building. Alright, there's our commando. One of their pilots is in the skill that lets them have a bit of initiative. Now that's interesting. Alright, Paradise. I need you to be moving. Can we get a line
Consider
on
it
this
done.
guy? No. Alright. Brace.
Scott, a center trace. Receiving you.
I think what I'm going to do, now that I see the direction they're coming from,
Heading
is
out.
I'm going to sneak my commandos up across the river, up to the hill here, and try and cut around. It might be trying to cut the corner a little too shallow to just get over onto this corner. Really depends on where their mechs decide to line up and line out. Evade, evade. Here we go. Dodge, dodge. That's what I like to see. Alright. Also, their commando is not the missile variant. It's the laser variant. So, the fool did not get the memo
Standing by.
today. Apex. If you would be so kind as to not a fan of those 2-hit numbers. Let's see if I don't want to give up the forest, but I do want to do what you need to do, which is get close, punch out mechs, get a mech advantage. Yeah, see, those numbers are much better. We give up the LRM 5, but who cares? It's 20 extra damage for not nearly the good hit percentage that we want. All right, couple medium lasers and all the missiles. Let it go. You're gonna sandpaper the hell out of this commando. Yep. Good hits. Both side torsos are open. The center torso took some damage. And here come the extended engagement weapons. LRMs. Alright, Wildfire. Get down in, finish the job on this commando, and I want you to take up point to tank for the team so we can execute tactic commandos run behind. LRM, drop that. This, let's see, so we got 20 on the side, 25 on the side, 50 still left in the middle. 40, 60, 50, 40, and then 35. So there's a lot of just... It's not dead armor. The dead armor is not exactly the right word, but basically if I hit any of the limbs, it's kind of not getting me where I want to go. I was trying to think if perhaps I could turn off some weapon systems and just go for a kill shot, but I think in this case we're just going to lay this commando out with an alpha and deal with the heat consequences when they return. This should... Yeah, see there... Yeah. It's kind of what I was afraid of. I didn't quite focus fire enough on the CT and having sandpapered with the missiles. I got a knockdown, that's good. Lots of critical damage, but the problem is it didn't kill the damn mech. So we're gonna have to leave that up to the light mechs. So here's an interesting thing that I learned from the forums, the official BattleTech forums in the last couple of days. If you decide to go for a melee attack of any kind, you click on your target, 95%. Let's just see what he's got going on here. He's down his large lasers, SRM2. He's got 15 in the CT. Legs, he's real beat up. I do 35 on a physical. I'm gonna just do a physical to show this off. Before you click engage, you'll notice that there are position markers near the target. You can use this by clicking on them to adjust your melee position. This is in no way strongly indicated by the game. I believe I lamented a mission or two about not having any control over where to position my mechs for melee. Turns out you can. It's right here. Click the little dots near the target. I would be interested to see if I compare this to my move. Okay, so my move can't get it behind, so it looks like these 3 spots are in fact a legitimate move for the melee attack, and it's not giving us some sort of simulated, you're only allowed to move here situation. So I'm gonna go stomp on this guy, mostly just for grins. It's probably more effective to actually shoot the missiles and whatnot at it, but then we get things like that where it gets the job done anyway. Save ourselves some ammo, although we've got plenty of ammo on these commandos. My earlier concerns were pretty baseless, it looks like. And here we go. Ooh, that's an AC-20. That's an AC-20 that misses. Ouch. That's not a good start for Team Bad Guys. Kraken.
Standing by.
So now here's where we want to be getting to position. Sprint. So I can get all the way down here. It's a little bit of a risk to have my light mechs forward like this because that quick draw's got jump jets. It could just DFA down on them, which we've learned in this beta. DFAs have a ridiculous 2-hit percentage, as in it's really easy to DFA things in this game. Tabletop players will remember that death from above is dangerous, yes, but also really hard to land. Let's see. Should we move up? We don't want a face tank on this guy. We kind of just want to get down, out of the way, make them come to us. I think this is a good spot.
Throttle down.
I know I'm giving up a turn's worth of fire, but I'm also not exposing myself to 3 heavier mechs in the process. Unless this guy decides to walk down. Yeah, this guy decides to walk down. Dodge, baby, dodge. Dodge all the missiles. Yeah, there you go. Kraken. Evading. We like that. Alright. Let's see if we can get this hammer and anvil situation set up
Commander.
with a little bit more specificity. I want you to move here. That puts you in... puts you into kind of a questionable line of fire. That's better. Also technically in the water, even though it's up on a rock. That puts us at short range. That puts just the Hunchback at short range. I think that's fine. I think we're going to focus fire down on the Hunchback to start
Move order
here.
confirmed.
Try and pop that before it gets a chance to drop any more friggin' LRM-20s on us. Let's drop a laser off for heat management purposes. I am, in fact, in the water despite being on a rock. It's a very cold rock. And let's make it happen.
Engaging target.
Yeah, sandpapering. So sandpapering, if you're not familiar with the term, it should be pretty obvious, is when you spread your weapons fire across the entire mech, not really focusing down on any given panel. It's good as a tactic when the enemy targets have a lot of open locations, because then you are increasing the chances that you're going to hit something critical.
Roger.
But when you're first trying to open up a mech, it's bad. It's just bad. You're spreading damage around in an ineffective way. You're not moving as swiftly as you could towards a kill shot. And again, we've got an overheat warning, so let's drop a laser. I like the 2-hit percentages. Let's make this
Roger
happen.
that.
Missiles everywhere. Alright, we're starting to work the torsos. That's good. Especially that right torso. We like that. 5 armor left before we start going internal. We really, really would love to crack that right torso, because the AC-20, far and away the most dangerous thing on that mech. Meanwhile, this quick draw is probably just gonna... Oh! Dodge, baby. Dodge.
Ah, I've got blood in my eyes.
Paradise. Oh. I had to move to melee. That probably didn't help his evasion chances. Alright, buddy.
Awaiting orders.
Buddy, old pal of mine, I need you to just GTFO. And... Wow. We really can... We can get some moves going here. Can we turn around? Not quite enough. Not quite enough. I mean, I'm sprinting, so it's not that I'm necessarily looking to get a line of fire on something. What I'm trying to do is make sure that the next turn... So that A, I'm not exposed if the mech turns on Paradise here and shoots at him, but B, make sure that my next turn I'm in a decent position and facing to start moving and then shoot again. This Kentaro, Knowing what's on my Kintaros, I am afraid of what that Kintaro can do to my commandos, given what my Kintaros did to their commando. So, I think I'm going to go around the left. And
I understand.
just get in position. Paradise, you're better on the run anyway. That's what we like to see, evasive. So the question is, what does this hunchback do? Does it decide to march forward, or does it turn on my nearby commando? It turns on my nearby commando. That is less ideal.
I'm being flanked.
But sucka can't hit the broadside of a barn. This guy's having a bad day. Kraken.
Receiving you.
Can we get to a position on that hunchback? No. Can we run? Also no. Why can't we run? Unsteady. Moved. Water. I would love to know why it thinks I'm unsteady. I am okay with it being the water that's keeping me from running, because that would be right in line with tabletop rules. But because I'm not seeing an obvious reason why Kraken's commando could be unsteady, I'm a little bit upset. I want to run. Alright. Let's see. So what do we got? We've got the Kintaro up on the hill. We've got the quick draw down here. We've got the hunchback that's vainly trying to shoot Paradise to death. Let's cut the corner. Hope for the best. Maybe we fling some... I mean, I can't sprint, so I'm going to have the opportunity to shoot.
Got it.
May as well take the opportunity to shoot. And let's continue to focus on this hunchback. I'm on its right, which is good, because that means right side hits, and big ol' hunch hits. Missile, missile, missile. Right arm, okay. And that right torso is taking some hits. Kintaro, what are you doing? Alright, that's alright. I don't want to lose that arm.
Reporting.
That would be
Major armor
unfortunate.
lost.
Also, falling down is unfortunate.
Damn it. Oh, I'm wounded.
Ah, you're fine. Get it together, man. Alright, down here.
Aye, aye.
Can we get a line to focus fire on this hunchback? Yes, but then I'm shooting at it from its rear arc. Also, we're letting that quick draw kind of run wild, but you know what? Rule number 1, focus targets. Rule number 2, make sure your friends don't get shot to death. Again, we're on the rocks, which are magically in the water somehow. What do we got for heat? So, somehow, despite firing all our weapons before, minus a laser, just rolling up on the overheat. Yeah. Got real good percentages, and this guy's got a real bad time going.
Rear armor it is.
Yep. Let's see what we can do with that rear armor. We can absolutely obliterate that hunchback.
Go down.
I'm a little surprised. I did not expect that to core out the CT in the process there.
Waiting for orders.
Which means that we can, in clear conscience, begin to plow this quick draw. So, the problem is I'm having issues getting lined up on it. I mean, I can move up on this ridge. No, I can't move up on that ridge. That line of sight is not great. Somebody's got to face tank this guy. Wildfire.
10-4.
You're the gal for the job. Let's we're back down to the water. The real water. The not suspect water. Overheat? Nah, it's not worth overheating at this point. Everything looks fine. I don't see any reason not to push the trigger. Let's push the trigger.
Engaging target.
Hold the trigger. Another good reason to fire massed missiles like this. Sometimes sandpapering just gets lucky headshots. I have not actually head-capped someone with a spread missile attack yet, but it's bound to happen one of these days. Ooh, what? Alright, that's a little suspect.
Orders.
Moves to position around to my rear, does not do anything with it. Okay. I mean, if you really want to give me time to reposition and obliterate you, that's cool. I'm for that. I think I will let my Kintaros deal with the quick draw. That's more than enough. It's more than enough fire, massed fire, to deal with it. I think I'm going to try to send my commandos to pick off their Kintaro. Kraken's in a little bit of rush shape. 2-hit percentages aren't perfect, but they're good. It's a fresh Kintaro. I was thinking of using Inspiration, but it's not really it's not a great firing resolution. And he hit with everything anyway, so that's fine. Paradise,
Yes, Commander.
get up this hill. We want to flank the hell out of this guy.
I understand. Unloading a full tower.
There we go. Start work that side. Open up an arm. Although the Kintaro is pretty... Ooh, knocked down. Pretty symmetrically built. It's not really one side or another that you care to knock out quicker. The side with LRM-5 is obviously going to be less valuable. I don't know which side I'm actually hitting. Oh, this smells like physical attack. Oh, no. Use his guns. He's not really going to hit with much. Felt like maybe it shorted its, the number of weapons it fired there for some reason. Okay, so, back on this side. Out of curiosity, it's offering me 3 left side positions for a melee attack. I don't care, because I'm just going to throw it in reverse. Nope, wrong spot. There we go. So here, quick draw dude, point of note, like if you're going to get behind me, you might want to get behind me enough and then also shoot at me, because you just introduced yourself to a really unfortunate situation where I am going to obliterate your rear armor. So let's do some math. Just do the armor. 35, 35, that's 70. Another 40 is 110. So 110. Structurally, 70, 70 is 140, plus 110 is 250, plus another 100. 350 total health on these 3 rear panels. I'm going to be throwing 60, 60, 60, that's 180, 205, 230. It's not quite completely obliterating its rear side, but that is a lot of damage applied to a very small number of panels. I am going to overheat. I am also, because I want this shot to count,
Come on, people.
Inspire
Let's
Wildfire.
make it happen.
Because we really, 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 really
Taking the
don't
shot.
want to let this quick draw get away with it.
That hit something good. My heat
Ah,
is
you're fine.
pretty high.
Although that is a good picture. He's falling over and overheating. Resolve all those things at once. Alright, now, Apex.
Yes, Commander.
Get in there. Yeah.
On my way.
Not even going to bother trying to get into the rear arc. I'm just going to walk right up and I'm going to plow you with all the missiles. Let's drop off the medium laser and let's, for sake of trying to core this guy out, Focus on the
Roger
CT. Boy, howdy.
Enemy down.
Yeah, SRM seemed pretty good. Seemed pretty
Reporting.
good. Alright, so let's see if we can do the same. Punching a bit above our weight here. Yeah, that's how we like it. We can get into the rear arc. Well, that's interesting. I just misclicked and discovered something, I think. So, I clicked on this location and was fiddling around with my mouse, and I accidentally right-clicked on this Kintaro, which brought up its damage display and displayed a permanent, semi-permanent line of sight line there, if you can see it from my location to the Kintaro. That's interesting. So you can actually mouse around a little bit more and get better information on some of these things while
Moving
you're
out.
setting up. Hey. Hi. You know what I have? I have your back. And missiles to apply to it.
Unleashing hell.
Here we go. Crack open a panel. Kraken, can you do the same for me? Likely we can.
Acknowledged. All weapons, go.
Oof. Well, there we go. Broke the less valuable side. But we knocked him down. And we opened up the rest of his rear torsos. This guy is probably not long for this world, even against a pair of commandos. Question is, what does he do? Turn around and punch me? Turn around and missile me? Back up, back up, back up. Back up and missile me. Ooh, Kraken. Kraken, Kraken.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Yep, you're taking a beating. Alright,
Awaiting orders.
way in the backfield. Front field? Forward field? I don't know. Nowhere near this fight. Let's just march our guys up. Apex is in really, really good condition. Clearly has not taken any fire yet. Wildfire.
Standing by.
Taking some hits. That's interesting. Why? What do we got going on here? Ah! Taking damage from heat. That's why. 3. Let's just get down into the water.
All right, let's move.
Bleed some heat. Do your legs have heat sinks? No and no. Oh, this poor Kintaro.
Awaiting orders.
Paradise, can you just finish the job, please? Oh, hey, he moved. We need to move around him.
Confirmed.
$50 and 65 is 115. I have 125. And decent chance to hit. Do I have inspiration? I do have inspiration. Let's just make this...
Ha-ha! You people don't know who you're dealing with.
Let's just make this not miss. I'm pretty sure this guy's dead.
Firing.
Yep.
Objective complete.
There we go. Blow out some rear torsos. That's what we like to see out of our commandos. After action report. Heading into the bays. Our commando's in decent shape. Lost some armor. Lost some structure. That's alright. We can get the techs on that. Same with my other commando. In good shape. Kintaro's came out pretty much clean. Not really. You know, a little bit of armor damage, a little bit of structure damage from overheating, but that's fine. That's fine. 8 rounds. Wow. All right. This is what you get when you march straight down on the enemy force and punch them in the throat repeatedly with SRMs. 28 minutes. Our enemy forces, on the other hand, I'm honestly surprised at how little sandpapering has occurred on these mechs. But that said, this guy died to rear torso attacks. This guy died to rear torso attacks. This guy died to rear torso attacks. The only mech that I actually went through the front armor and thus had to hit all of the hit locations was the commando here. And we just bathed him in SRM, so there was no chance that it was going to survive anyway. Again, I mentioned it in a previous video that when you're firing from the rear arcs, you literally only can hit the torso locations. This is different from the tabletop in that from the rear arc on tabletop you can hit the rear and the limbs. And I really am wondering if Harebrained is going to let that particular design decision go all the way into the final game, because some things that are ultra lethal, physical attacks are ultra lethal, death from above is ultra lethal, attacks from behind are ultra lethal. All of these things are real easy to set up. Maybe they shouldn't be so easy to set up, but that's fine. It's, one man's opinion. And as much as I like to think of myself as a critical thinker of game design, I am happy with whatever Harebrained lands on in the end. So, that said, that's all for today's BattleTech in the morning with Captain Nips. I hope you've enjoyed the massed flights of SRMs, and I will see all of you tomorrow.